Welcome to another video on remote learning. Today we're going to be taking a look at Zoom. It's become very popular in the past few weeks due to school closures, hospitals, businesses, and it's a really good way to meet with colleagues. And in our case, we're going to see if we can set up a virtual classroom using Zoom. So the first thing you want to do is go to zoom.us. And for this demonstration, I've uninstalled Zoom from my computer and I'm logged in with a different browser, a different username today. So we'll take it all the way from the beginning. So from here, we can go ahead and sign up. It's free. And I'm going to sign in with a Google sign-in, but you can sign up with a work email either way. This just makes it easier to remember where you've signed into. There you go. So I'm going to sign in with Primary Tech Hub account and create my account. And here we go. This is the basic account. Everything on here is for free. You can upgrade, or your organization can upgrade, and that looks a little bit different. But this is my dashboard. This is what I'm going to see every time I sign in. I can either host a meeting straight off the bat, or I can join a meeting, or I can even schedule a meeting here. So let's go ahead and schedule a new meeting. There are other options here, but what we're mostly focused on is just our meetings at the moment. So I'm going to schedule a new meeting, and here I can give it a topic, a description, a time, how long, if it needs a password. Is my video going to be off for my host and my participants, and then some meeting options there. So let's go ahead and fill that out. Just call it test, and let's schedule that for, let's say, tomorrow, 9 AM. Yeah, it's going to be an hour. Okay, and yeah, we've got a 40 limit time limit on there for more than 3 participants. So yeah, keep your meetings below 40 minutes and you should be fine. Let's find our time zone. There we go. Is it a reoccurring meeting? Are you going to be doing this every day at the same time? Or is it just a one-off? We're going to turn our password off for now. The video on, host on. Here we can ask if people want to join in through telephone, if they want to dial in, or just computer audio. To make it easier, I just keep computer audio on because no one's going to be dialing in from telephone, and then the extra option just gets a bit confusing. So you can just keep that for computer audio, and it'll take your audio from your laptop or computer's microphone. Here, a few more options. If you've got a big meeting, maybe you want to mute participants upon entry. You can have people join in before you do. Maybe if they want to have a quick chat before you get there. Otherwise, what will happen if you leave that blank is that it'll just say waiting for host to start. So we're going to leave that one off for now. A waiting room is quite useful. It's a bit like purgatory. It's a bit in the middle. It's just an area where a participant can't see or hear anything. It's just waiting, basically. So yeah, they're still on Zoom, they're still connected to your meeting, but they can't hear or see anything. And this might be useful if you just want to address a smaller audience or individuals at a time. So have a play around with that. And then a record setting if you want to record the meeting. So once that's saved, that is scheduled now to my Zoom account. But there are some plugins here if we want to connect it to our Google Calendar or Outlook or Yahoo. And this here is our join URL. So that's going to be the code of our meeting. And I can copy that URL and send that off in an email or ping it, or I can put it on my Seesaw or wherever I want to share that link. I can take that link. I can just copy here, but the problem is it gives you all this information. So I just want that URL, or I can share the meeting ID code. And then once you're happy with that, we're done. It does give you the option to start this meeting right now because the code is the same. You can start the meeting now, and it will be ready for people to join if you want to join it now. However, it will also be ready for tomorrow at 9 o'clock as well. You just click the same option, start the meeting. So you can start that meeting whenever you need to start the meeting. And that's pretty much it. Let's have a look what it looks like from a user's point of view. So I'm going to copy that URL in. And you might be familiar with this screen when someone else has given you a URL. It starts to load up. If nothing prompts, okay, yeah, a few of you might have that problem as well. So if nothing prompts, we can either launch the meeting again. Nothing happens. So what I'm going to do is download and run Zoom. Okay, and like I said before, I uninstalled it, so that's why it's not loading up here. Once I've downloaded and run Zoom, I should get the zoom.pkg. I can open that up. Okay, continue. Yeah, okay. And it's doing its thing. There we go. So Zoom is now installed. I can join that meeting, or I can try that link again. Once it's been done, let's try it again. Oops. And now the dialog box opens up. Okay, so now I can open that up, and that will start opening the meeting. There we go, fantastic. So now we're joining the meeting. So you can see I'm in the meeting here, ready to go. Excellent. As a host, you have a few options here. You can, when you have more participants, you'll be able to mute them. You will be able to mute all, unmute all, and a few options here. So you can mute participants on entry. You can allow them to unmute themselves, or if you want them to all to be enabled, you can turn that off. You can lock the meeting there to stop people joining in once all your classes join. And this can be really important, especially if you've got a class and you're happy that your class is in, and you can lock that meeting so no one else can join. Okay, and yeah, you can allow them to rename themselves, or you can switch that off if it's inappropriate. Okay, and yeah, you've got a chat function, so you can have both participants and the chat function at the same time. And you'll be able to share your screen as well. When it comes to sharing your screen, just click on the button. There might be some other additional settings you might need to change the first time around, but we'll share a video of how to do that, or a guide how to do that. Once the settings are all approved, you just click on what you want to share. You can share your Google Chrome, your desktop straight, so what I can see. You've also got the option, which is really cool, of a whiteboard, where if you want to annotate, or you want to draw, or you want to use it like a whiteboard with your cursor, you can just click that option, and any other windows you've got open, and you just click share once you've done that. And now, as you can see, it's sharing my video and sharing my camera. So there we go. The participants will be able to see my screen. So I'll stop share for now. Once the meeting's over, we can end meeting. We can either leave, or we can end meeting for everybody. Okay, and we're happy with that. We can close all that down. Another option here. Another option as well then is not just your profile, but also your settings here. Now these are some more advanced settings that you can spend some time getting to know and look through. Here you've got options as the host video. If you want it to connect automatically just to the computer audio every single meeting. So these settings will happen with start of every meeting. So the settings you saw on schedule a meeting will be the settings for that meeting, but these settings will be for every single meeting. What I really like about here is if you keep on going through some of the basics, and then down to there you go. So you can make it so who can share screen, and we can make it only the host can share their screen for everything. So yeah, really get to know your in-meeting settings. We've got the ability to have annotation and whiteboard on, some extra settings for non-verbal feedback. So in the advanced settings here, and you can just skip down to in-meeting events, we can activate the breakout room. So if you want to be able to split the meeting into smaller and separate groups or separate rooms, we can do that automatically, or if we click this option, we can choose so we can assign people. So you might want to have a group A over there, group B in another group, and you can flick between the groups to see how they're getting on. So we can allow that and make sure you have it so allow hosts to assign participants, otherwise it will do it automatically. If you want to choose your own groups, you can do that. We can turn virtual background off as well. I know a few educators turn that off because otherwise people get a bit tempted to change their backgrounds and can be a bit silly with that, so that's up to you. We can also do this show join from your browser link. So you may have noticed when I tried joining this meeting, this was switched on. So this is in case anyone has problems downloading and running Zoom, or if they're doing it from a MacBook or a laptop. If they're on an iPad or iPhone, they can just download the app. That shouldn't be an issue. But if you do have some people or someone who can't download it for whatever reason, they haven't got enough memory space or they're just not too sure, we can turn that on. It does limit some of the features, especially if you're a host. You really want to download the launcher and have that activated, so you can use the screen sharing options and the control options and the breakout room options. But if you are just joining a meeting, it's absolutely fine to just join from the browser. If you're just viewing, shouldn't be an issue at all. So you can turn that on, so if anyone is having any trouble joining, they can just click join from browser and they still can join your meeting without downloading anything. And yeah, have a look through all of those settings if you're unsure, and that will be set. So as soon as you click something, it's already saved. There's no save button at the end. And just, yeah, get to know those settings for your meetings, and you should be good to go. And then you can go back to meetings and schedule in the meetings. One more thing, if you are on a G Suite for education like we are, we can download the Google Chrome extension for Zoom. So here the Zoom scheduler has an extension. So if I wanted to schedule a meeting and then I wanted it to link to my Google Calendar so I can share it in my Google contacts, I can just install this. So I've already installed it, and as you can see, we can create an event and we can make it a Zoom meeting. So once we've scheduled a meeting through Zoom, this will automatically fill in the details that you already had, but it will give you the option here to make it a Zoom meeting. And then it will add the location, it will be the link, and then you can send that out to your entire department or to your school or whoever needs to be part of that meeting. Okay, so enjoy, have fun with that, and let me know if there's any other questions. Cheers, bye-bye.